Hello and good morning. Happy Monday. You are watching Vail Daily Live. I'm your host here in the studio today, Ashley LaFleur. We also have Meredith Kirkman and we have Brazzo out in the field. We're going to be finding out what they're up to shortly. But being that it's Monday, we are kicking off a brand new week of events. It's the last week of June. I can't believe that we're already here, but we are certainly not slowing down on things to do. Now, first up on the show, I'm really excited about this. We're going to be chatting with Pam Boyd and talking about the Vail Daily Time Machine, one of my very favorite articles that comes out each week. And she's going to give us kind of the behind the scenes of what came out in the paper today. We'll also have John Packer with Fly Fishing Outfitters. They've been locally owned and operated since 1992, and he's going to give us the full rundown on what's happening out there on the rivers. I know things are changing as things are warming up a little bit, and then obviously the rain's probably thrown us for a curve. We also have Ernest Seeger with the Vail Valley Mountain Trail Alliance. He's going to be chatting with Meredith. James Kirshner with he's a Duncan Dash athlete. So for all of you that are interested in getting into the sport of triathlon, this is a really fun way to do it. And of course, over at Nottingham Park, it's just easy to get to. The views of Beaver Creek are stunning. And then of course, we're going to have your headlines. We have live music, we have events, and so much more. But first things first, as we are kicking off the show, we should probably talk about your weather today. Now, starting off this morning, making my way out, pretty clear skies and just beautiful, crisp morning. We're still seeing those nice, cool temperatures, and it's all brought to you by Betteridge. They've had fine jewelry, watches, and exceptional service since 1897. They're located right in Solaris. That's just one of their locations, obviously, since they started in the 1890s. But we are expecting those highs to reach around 63 degrees here in Avon today. So currently, it feels like it's in the upper 30s and 40s, and mostly cloudy skies is really what we are going to be seeing throughout the entire day. Sunset at 8:37 tonight. And then, looking at what's going on with our extended forecast, we're still going to be seeing those clouds really kind of hanging out with us through the next week or so. It looks like maybe next Tuesday would be our next chance for like a fully sunny day. So thank goodness, because it's really having a positive impact on those fires that we're seeing throughout the state, and especially for the Sylvan fire, which we'll have as part of your headlines coming up. So really nice to see that rain, those clouds. We have an 84% humidity in the air today, about a 10% chance of rain. So mostly we're just going to be seeing those clouds. And that air quality is also really nice for today. So that's a look at that local weather forecast. Now, of course, we want to involve you in this show. It's not just about us. And so first things first, I was out with my husband and some of our best friends, and we ended up going to Steamboat this weekend. And of course, we got out there and we did some hiking, because that is by far and away, that's my favorite thing to do in the summertime while I'm here in the mountains. So I'd love to know what it is that you love to do while you're here. What's your favorite summertime activity? So hit us up on that chat. Let us know. And if you're not sure how to do that, if you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, you can use that chat feature and communicate with us throughout the show. So we'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, if you're watching it on vaildaily.com or vaildailylive.com or on Roku, Amazon Fire, you're not going to be able to actually participate in the chat. So that's only if you're watching on Facebook, and you find us at Vail Daily or on YouTube, and that's where you can send us those messages. But let's find out what Meredith is up to this morning. Mer, looking so bright and sunny out there, and you're yellow. Where are you?
I am in Riverwalk, so I'm down with this nice view of the river. I thought I'd give our viewers this morning. And my view this way is a bunch of dog walkers and go-getters and runners. It's pretty active on this little path behind Riverwalk.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful out there. You can hear that river and just see those puffy clouds behind you. And Meredith, we're asking people what their favorite summertime activity is here in the Vail Valley. What's yours?
Well, my new favorite activity, I think, is mountain biking. I just started last year, so I'm getting my way there, but I'm loving it. I recently tore my ACL in the winter, so I haven't been fully cleared. So I'm just right now, my favorite activity is physical therapy. If I can get myself to the gym, I am a member over at the Western Riverfront, and it's such a gorgeous facility. There's like a gorgeous pool and campus and lobby, and of course, spa and gym. So that's where I spend a lot of my free time, just to get strong back to mountain biking and dancing and doing all the fun activities that Vail has to offer.
Nice. And that gym overlooks the Eagle River, which I see you're sitting next to right now. So it's, yeah, it really is a beautiful
Exactly.
setting. You and just training next to Michaela Schifrin, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
It's always exciting to see her train, and it just gets you in the right mindset. You're like, okay, Michaela's in here. Like, I got to be at that caliber. Like, let's
Oh
go.
yeah. Oh yeah. And it's not just her. Like basically all the biggest names when it comes to our professional athletes in the Valley, they all work out there too. Like Chris Anthony, he's in there all the time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and Josiah Middle. We have such, and Thomas Walsh is actually the new
Oh yeah.
athlete in residence, and
Nice.
we grew up dancing together too. So it's such a great community there, and there's quite a community of body lifters as well.
Nice.
So yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's such a great influence. This valley is a great influence to stay fit, stay healthy, live your best life. You know,
yeah. And
we're
actually,
fortunate to have that.
and speaking of that, I mean, what are you going to be doing today? I believe it has something to do with trails. Yes.
It does. I know. I'm so excited. So we're going to be talking with Ernest, and he is with the Vail Valley Trail Alliance. And they are so important to this valley to allow us to have fun. They take care of our trails. They create new trails. It's always very cool, like when you're on your ride or on your hike and you see them working, you got to give them a big hello,
Oh
a big
yeah.
thank you, because they are putting in the work for us to have fun in a safe way. So I'm looking
Right.
forward to talk to him and kind of see what they're up to, maybe if there's up to some new projects, and review on the new trails that opened in the past year, and kind of hear what he has to share with us about this summer.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely excited about that too. Well, listen, Mara, can you turn your camera so we can just get a full shot of that Eagle River as we kind of head into our next little segment here? Oh, just gorgeous out there. I mean, I love that there's just all of these amazing ways to have that just little piece of nature and that peace of mind first thing in the morning, especially grab your cup of coffee and head down there by the Riverwalk. They have some picnic benches and it becomes like some secret little spots. And then like Meredith was saying, that trail behind you, yeah, it's busy usually. So the fact that it's actually quiet for the moment, we're
Yeah,
lucky.
honestly, my favorite thing to do is just find pockets by the river, and you're normally going to find like a convenient bench, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh yeah. Grab that cup of coffee, just soak up some
Exactly.
sunshine,
Grab
the
the Vail
sounds of the river.
Daily, start your morning right.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. And of course, those people you're waving at think that you're crazy and that you are just
I'm just
talking to
talking to
yourself.
a cell phone. Yeah. So that's my life now.
Oh man. Well, thanks for doing that, Mare. Love that. All right. We're going to check back in with you here in just a little bit. But again, just wanted to remind you there's so many different ways to be watching this show. So, of course, my favorite, I really think, is Facebook. And if you follow us at Vail Daily, that's where you can watch the show. That's where you can get those alerts about when the show is going live. Then you can also comment. Same thing on YouTube, but we are on Amazon Fire, on Roku. You can find us on vaildailylive.com, on vaildaily.com, so many different ways. But, it's not just the Meredith and Ashley show today. We also have my buddy Brazzo, who I haven't seen in a couple of weeks. Brazzo, where are you? What are you doing this morning?
Claire, how are you? Claire, I'm with Claire here on the camera. Sorry, I
Oh,
see
hi, Claire.
this.
Pretty nails.
Yeah, how's it going today?
Oh, so good. It looks like, so you're over at Nottingham, huh?
Yeah, I'm in the park here, looking how the kids sleep in the water. It's little,
Yeah, it looks like there's like a little steam kind of coming off the water. I love that. And then I also, Brazzo, I can see you're wearing a little bit of a puffy jacket this morning. It's pretty brisk
it's,
where you
it's
are.
it's I think it's like about 42 degrees. It just feels good. And this one is pretty light. You know how we travel in Colorado, you have your whole closet in your car, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
never know.
100%. Yeah.
So, so I decided to bring it out and just be safe, be next to the water. But it feels great. It feels really fantastic here. I mean, even the heart of the valley. So people start waking up as well. The go-getters, people running around the lake. You can see the beach right across the street where people will be
Yeah, the
doing
beach
their,
right back there. So beautiful. You can kind of see where like people take out the stand-up paddle boards and all that business. And I'm curious, Brazzo, because you have a brand new baby. Well, she's not I mean, we're a couple months in, but what time are you getting up these days?
Well, I'm lucky. Aisa is 4 months now, and she's sleeping well. She smiles. She's just an easy baby. I don't know. And I have my in-laws in the house, so it's easy for me right now. we'll see when they leave. I'll let you know. But so
That
far,
certainly helps.
smooth. Yeah,
I had
so
a chance
far
to meet your in-laws not too long ago. They are lovely, lovely people. Tell me, where are they from?
we are all from Peru, from Lima, Peru. So yeah, they come visiting. They're gonna be here for a few months, and now yeah, they met you. They love you. They saw you at the boutique, and you got to see the baby too. So yeah,
Oh
it's
my
super cool.
gosh. Yep. Oh, I saw that baby. All right. She is absolutely gorgeous. And I want to spend all kinds of time with her. Oh my gosh, she's got her cute little, like, little wrist rolls and she's just beautiful. But all right, Bratza, we're going to take a quick commercial break. It's so good to see you after a couple of weeks. And coming up, we're going to be talking about your headlines and we'll also be catching up with Pam Boyd. So stay with us. Welcome back to Vail Daily Live. Flipping through my headlines here in a second and also enjoying a nice cup of coffee from Vail Mountain Coffee and Tea. You know, I was curious a little bit about their story, and they recently opened up a new location right in Beaver Creek in between the two escalators. They also have their roastery right in Minturn, and they have, of course, their coffee, their tea. They also have some booze. They have some great food. But, you know, their story, they started back in 1989. And they have really been working at this, you know, developing the right coffee, sourcing their teas from sustainable places, and really they've become a huge distributor across the entire state of Colorado because their products are so good. So if you haven't been in yet, great local shop, and of course the people behind it. I mean, this has been their passion since 1989, and so you can definitely taste it in their products. If you haven't been before, Minturn, and also now freshly in Beaver Creek. So stop in and get your cup of coffee. And of course, pick up your Vail Daily, which you can do in those blue boxes that are located from, you know, Vail all the way down to Gypsum, or you can also log on to vaildaily.com. And so just looking at the first headline today, you can see that Jared Polis is back in the county and he's signing a backcountry bill. He did this over at Bonfire. And so it's all about, you know, just kind of helping to approve a proactive search and rescue structure that will really grow with our state. So you can find out more about that on page A3. And then something that I was really keeping an eye on this weekend was, of course, the Sylvan Fire. Being a resident of Eagle, we've been keeping tabs on it. And so really great news is that on page A5, the Sylvan Fire is at 10% containment a week after sparking. So fantastic information there. And it really kind of breaks down, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. So obviously we've seen almost about an inch of rain in the past week. And so that's great for, you know, helping to subdue the fire, but it also creates some challenging conditions for our firefighters. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, that is on page A5. And then something else that because of that rain, I was, you know, we were coming back from Steamboat, and that was really the only reason that we're like, okay, we can go to Steamboat because we have some rain. And so it doesn't seem like the fire's going to be getting out of hand. But then on page A9, you'll see that I-70 closed through Glenwood Canyon after the second mudslide. And so that's something that obviously I think we've all been kind of just paying very, very close attention to after the Grizzly Creek fires last summer. And so, you know, if you're signed up for those Eagle County alerts, then you're probably getting those alerts that I-70 was closed. So if you want to find out more about those mudslides, you're going to get all that information on page A9. So really good info on the daily. Like Trisha Swenson says, you know, you miss a day, you miss a lot. And so they have all the details in there. But something that happens every Monday that is just a favorite of mine, you open up that first page and you see the time machine, and it's all written by Pam Boyd, and she's here with us live this morning. Pam, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I don't know if you can say I wrote Time Machine. I just kind of like rewrote what other people wrote.
Okay, but it takes time to do that research and put it all together so it makes sense. And so, Pam, I think we both know that I'm a huge fan of history. I think it's so interesting, especially in this valley. Like the way that this whole area was created is fascinating to me. And one of the things, with Time Machine, you go all the way back to 80 years ago, and in 1941, you talk about there was an annual Mount of the Holy Cross pilgrimage that was actually scheduled for July 1st through the 4th, and special worship services were planned on Notch Mountain. So I did not realize, I first moved here, I learned a lot about Mount of the Holy Cross and how it was this really special place that people discovered in the Rocky Mountains, and then they would make these pilgrimages, but I didn't know it was like a scheduled thing.
Yeah, it was a big deal back in the 30s, probably started in the 20s. It started by a newspaper man. Look what we do. Anyway.
Yeah, go figure.
And he had a paper called the Holy Cross Trail. And he scheduled these big events, these pilgrimages. The first pilgrimage included like a group of campfire girls, and then it grew from there. And it got to be a huge, huge promotional thing for the Valley. In, like I said, the early 30s. And my favorite story from that time is there was this cottage industry going on where people would mail handkerchiefs to Eagle County. Somebody would hike in and dip them in the water of the pool that kind of the cross drains into, called the Bowl of Tears. And they dip it in that water, dry them out, and then mail them back to you. They were kind of like a religious artifact for some people. So Mr. Daggett was quite an enterprising man.
Yes, that's quite the industry. But also, like, that hike is no joke, though. Like, that's like 10 miles back in there.
Yeah, and people were upset that they couldn't just drive to it. So,
of course.
Some things don't change, right?
How dare that not be convenient, getting to the Holy Cross. Now, something else that I thought was really interesting to look back on. So Flight Days, this just finished up in Eagle this weekend. And of course, like being a relatively new resident to Eagle, when I first moved there, I thought it had something to do, with air shows and airplanes, but that's not even close to right.
Yeah, Flight Days, it's so funny. People have a lot of theories about Flight Days. My favorite one is that Flight Days is because it's the time when baby eagles are pushed out of the nest and learn to fly. Now, that would be a lovely thing if that were the true reason behind Flight Days. But Flight Days is really about the flight of the county seat from Red Cliff to Eagle. And the first Flight Days was celebrated back in 1922. And there had been a couple of elections to move the county seat, and they weren't successful. But then in the last election, Eagle and Gypsum teamed up, and Eagle promised, okay, if we get the county seat, you folks in Gypsum could get the county high school. And Eagle Valley High School is kind of the descendant of Eagle County High School, which was part of this deal. So Eagle and Gypsum banded together and voted to move the county seat to Eagle. And the people in Red Cliff were reluctant to give up the record. So in the middle of the night, one night, the story goes, a group of Eagle people went and got the county records and brought them down to Eagle. And that's when the county seat was established in Eagle. And then the next year they wanted to have a celebration about this. And somebody suggested the day that they celebrate the flight of the county seat to Eagle. And that was the first Flight Days. And it was celebrated periodically through, the 20s and the 30s. It was not celebrated during World War II and intermittently in the 50s. But it's been, with the exception of last year, the pandemic year, it's been celebrated every year since 1961. So it's, 60-year celebration. It's pretty cool. It's something
that's amazing. I'm so glad you could explain that, because it's always kind of like, did they actually steal a chair? Did they steal something that represented that? But it was the record. So that makes a lot of sense. And then you go back in the time machine. So 30 years ago, I believe this was in, it was 1991. So apparently there are some bandits that decided to celebrate Flight Days in a very unusual way.
The Flight Days parade over the years has had some really fun things happen. One year, Irma Bombeck, if you know her, she's the author. She was in the Flight Days parade. But this particular year, they staged a mock robbery of the Wells Fargo Bank. And the people who were running, the group of local guys, were on horses and bandits. And then like Andy Girard, who was the county judge, and Ned Euler, who was the president of the bank for many years, were the accomplices. It was just kind of a fun little piece of theater.
Yeah, nothing like those town officials doing some, mischief in honor of flight days. And then, something else that I thought was really interesting too, and it's such a good reminder, is 20 years ago, the week of June 20th, 2001, dry conditions forced the cancellation of the July 4th fireworks in Eagle and Gypsum. So this is not something like we just found out last week that we're having our 4th of July fireworks canceled. So this is not something that hasn't happened before.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when the conditions are dry, and especially with the fire burning up at Sylvan Lake. We just need to be careful this year. So
Right.
we'll enjoy the 4th other ways. There's lots
exactly. Yeah, you've seen it. There's so much going on. Well, Pam, listen, so fascinating. I look forward to it every single week. The Time Machine, and you can find it on Mondays. And do you have any ideas of what you're going to be doing next week, or does it just come to you as you do that research?
What was fun about the Time Machine as the person who puts it together is that newspapers are written in the present tense. It's what's happening today. And so it's like, I always look forward to what I'm going to see next week. And it's kind of fun to read it because you know what's going to happen for these people, especially this stuff in like 1940, because you know that in a few short months, we're going to be involved in World War II, but they don't know that. And so it's just really fascinating to read this and know what's going to happen to them. So don't know what's happening next week, but I'll share it with you when it does.
Well, I'm so glad that you will, because it really is one of the things I look forward to every week in the Vail Daily, and I think I'm not alone with that. So Pam, thank you so much for joining us first thing this morning, and also just every week. I think it's one of the best things that we have in the paper. So make sure to pick yours up today or log on to vaildaily.com. So we'll let Pam go on with the rest of her day, but we need to check in with that local weather forecast. And Brazzo was just out at Nottingham, and it looked gorgeous out there. He does have that puffy on.
Yeah.
So Brazzo, how's that weather in Avon?
It's warming up. Feels great. Look at the sun coming in. Oh my God, it feels gorgeous here. So we are probably mid-40s right now, and we are here in Avon on the stage. And this is the heart of the valley. Avon is the heart of the valley. So come and visit. They're gonna have a lot of fun activities during the 4th of July week, and check all the fun stuff for sure. But the weather looks great. We're supposed to have between the 45 and 75 degrees day today. The whole week looks a little cloudy, but potential rain during the middle of the week. But right now it feels fantastic, and take advantage of the early sun, beautiful weather to do your activities and go to the mountains, go and play. We've just been talking with a lady from Texas, and she's doing her first jog. She was a little nervous about the altitude. We have the highly recommended to hydrate or dihydrate, right? And but the weather looks great. So we're gonna have mid 70s today. So it's gonna be a fantastic Colorado day.
Yeah, it looks like there's just like a little bit of cloud cover behind you, but definitely a lot of blue sky first thing this morning, huh?
Yes, and it's supposed to be cloudy during the day, which is also refreshing. So give us a little bit of a shade, natural shade. So it's I think we're gonna be in for a few really, really, really good, nice Colorado days.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right there in the heart of the valley in Avon. And what a beautiful spot to start off your day and do that first jog while you're in town. I mean, Nottingham it's such I didn't realize that lake was there for like probably the first 4 or 5 months that I lived here. And then I walked over there one day and I was like, this is spectacular. Yeah, look at you. And like the soccer field right there. And you can see the dogs playing in the background. Beautiful. And a lot of blue sky heading toward where I am in Eaglevale. Gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm not taking the center of the stage, so I'm, I
Yeah.
feel important right now with my one guy audience right there, the little doggy. But yeah.
Yeah. No. Speaking of that stage, Brazzo, Sunset Live was last night right there on that stage.
Yeah, it was, Sunset Live. Exactly. Bring the families, coming and walking with the babies. Like my in-laws were talking about it. We never made it because it started getting a little rainy. But then it was beautiful and sunny. You know how Colorado rolls into all kinds of weathers within minutes. But yes, all these concerts, all these fun activities. This place right now is kicking summer. The mountain of Beaver Creek is opening on July 1st, and all the activities also at Beaver Creek, and just the views. Just come out and take a look. This is just beautiful right now.
Oh yeah. And I know, I mean, with that setting, you're watching the sunset over the lake. And so there isn't going to be a show this coming Sunday, but Sunset Live, it's a free music experience right there in Nottingham. That stage is gorgeous. And then today, apparently there's some dunking and dashing. And I know now, have you ever tried this, Brazzo?
No,
No.
sadly, no. I
At
was
least
just
like
lucky
not as part of a
that,
competition.
more like a drunken and dashing.
No.
No. But yeah, these people, we're going to be talking with Mr. Snyder today. He's going to explain all about it. So stay tuned and learn about it as I learn with you. All the things that are going to happen with this fun competition. Seems like pretty hardcore people are going to be here, going at it.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to maybe at one point during the show you can dip your toes in that water and tell us how chilly it is. But so this is going on from 5:30 to 7:30. And
Yeah.
have you ever done any of this? So basically, Dunkin' Dash it's like kind of like part of a triathlon, right? You do the swim part and then you do the run part. You forget the whole biking situation. But have you ever done any triathlons? Like, what's your kind of activity of choice?
Well, like Meredith was saying, I mean, I'm a good supporter of our local orthopedians. So I have a bunch of knee surgeries, and so running is tough for me. But I do mountain biking. I'm more on that side. I like it. I like to go downhill instead of uphill. Some people love pain. I love the adrenaline. But but I never done that. I also work out at the West End at the riverfront. I teach a boxing class. I'm more of a boxer type of a martial
You
artist.
teach a boxing class at the West End?
Yes.
What? Bratza,
Yes.
I'm just finding out about this. My
Yeah,
goodness.
doing all kinds of stuff. This place allows for having fun in many different ways. Snowboarding, motorcycles, and you name it, you can do it here. So yeah, I'm not much of a runner anymore. I used to be a soccer player, so I run a lot, but nowadays my meniscus don't enjoy those activities. So I mean, swimming is a great activity. I do it, but I only do it on the pool. But I want to see these guys going at it. They just big runners, like Mike Dorf is one of the big dogs who's going to be probably here running and killing it. That guy is intense. A bunch of people are going to be pretty intense here. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Yeah, well, I'm excited to see you put your toes in that water. Challenge, right, buddy. Done. Putting it out there. Okay, we're going to take a break. Yeah, Claire might. She might. You watch out. She's feisty, man. Okay, we're going to take a break. And coming up next, we are chatting about movies with Meredith. So stay with us.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
Hey, welcome back to Vail Daily Live. It's your Monday edition. I'm your host here in the studio, Ashley LaFleur. We also have Brazzo and Meredith out running about in the Edwards and Avon areas. And I think with a lot of you, that, with the pandemic, we didn't have our movie theaters as we've been used to them. And now they're back in full effect. And we have some really charming theaters. If you haven't been before, they're so great, especially, if the weather isn't ideal, if we're getting rain later on, or if it's getting, really warm during the day, they're just a perfect little escape. And they're not just like your average theaters. They've been doing a lot, especially with the pandemic, to kind of adjust some of their menus, some of their options. They have some great things for kids. And so Meredith, let me just tell you, this girl, she's so incredibly accomplished. She is a filmmaker herself. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then she's also been running a film camp for girls. And then, just simultaneously doing all of her knee rehab and just being an all around wonderful person. So when it comes to movies, this is the girl that you want to talk to because she's a professional in her own right, being a filmmaker. And so Meredith, I know, is making her way down to the Riverwalk Theater. Look at you, beautiful
Just
sunshine
made
down there.
time.
Yes, nice work, nice hustle, Mare. Nice hustle. Was there a little jog happening to get there?
Exactly.
I saw
Well,
that.
I'm normally reporting in Vail, and let me tell you, Riverwalk is a friendly place. I'm like bumping into people that are running chat, that are walking their dog, and people I know. I mean, it's popping at like
It
7:30
I
a.m.
I know. There's a lot going on there. So a beautiful shot of the Riverwalk Theater right there. And, you can see it behind on the sign. It says, there's films, there's beer, barbecue, ice cream. And let's talk about, actually, it's so funny because I think the letters have fallen off and it says Mayor is here and we have AC. They knew you were coming.
Oh my God. Mayor is here. Mayor is here.
Yep,
That
Mayor's
is
here.
the
So
truth.
tell us what's going on, Mayor. Like obviously
Well,
they're excited about you being there.
they are. I'm making my grand entrance. Well, I'm actually a huge fan of Riverwalk because I grew up going here as a little girl, and I think this was like one of my very first dates ever. Where you're like sharing a soda and you're like, oh my God,
Oh my
like the
gosh.
biggest thing. But I will say it was totally a different establishment when I was a little girl. It's like one of the best spots here now. Like they really offer so much more than just showings of movies. As you were kind of saying, they have like brisket and barbecue. They've got a great happy hour. It's like $5 beers, $6 wine, $5 pizzas. I mean, it's an amazing happy hour. Ice cream. They're really trying to involve the community and make this like a hub for families and kids and honestly any age.
Oh yeah, definitely. They've done
Yes.
such a good job of just kind of, just pivoting like we've all had to do. And you can see right there that in that first picture on their Instagram page is those brisket nachos that Trisha keeps talking about. Have you tried these yet?
I haven't, but that's making me hungry.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Thanks, Riverwalk. But they so they have their regular movie schedule, but then they also have a kids movie camp stage, which I think is also really
Yeah.
cool. Like every Thursday, you can pay $5 and drop your kids off for an hour while you do whatever you need to do for an hour.
Yeah, that's so creative. They really are innovative with the programming and types of events that they bring here. You're available to rent out a theater and for like a party or, I've done it before to host a screening or a premiere for some of the films that we're making here in the Valley. And it was quite special, let me tell you.
Oh, I bet that's so cool. When I had my family come and visit, this was, a couple years ago and we went to see a movie there. And it's just one of those things where like you go in and it just has this really charming local feel, right? Like it's not overwhelming, but the theaters they're great size, but like the seating kind of like takes you back a few years and it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
cozy. And so let's talk about some of the films that are out right now, because I have to be honest with you, I have not seen any films outside of my couch, Meredith.
Yes.
So what do we have
Well,
going on?
it is such a special experience to sit in the theater, in a dark theater, and watch a film. I mean, that's how the filmmakers way back when really wanted it to be. Now we're lucky and we can pull out our smartphones and watch it on an iPad, watch it on our Apple TVs. It's so accessible now, and that's wonderful. But when the filmmakers were creating these films for the first time, they were really wanting controlled environments, dark rooms, perfect sound, clear image, large widescreen. And so there's something to that, you're lost in the world and you can soak in the movie a bit more. And so there is something to going to the movies. But I will say I haven't been to the movies in a bit either myself.
Because you've
So
been
this
too busy making them and teaching other
it's
people how to make
true.
them. Yeah,
I know,
your schedule's
exactly. I'm
packed.
focused more on making them than ingesting them, and I'm actually quite picky on what I watch. I'm not
Oh, you are.
I don't watch a ton of movies because I just want to be really particular on what I expose myself to because I'm also trying to just create my own movies and create my own art. So I don't want to be too influenced. Fun fact.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely get that. And
Yeah.
not we don't just have the Riverwalk Theater where you are. There's also the Capitol Theater in
Yes.
Eagle,
And they're finally
which
open again.
yes, they really they were shut down for quite some time, and so it's so exciting to see that marquee all lit up and to have people coming in and out. And I love the last time that I was there was and not actually maybe not the last time, but they for instance like for Halloween, they're so cute. Like they have like all these blow up like Halloween decorations in there, and then I mean the smell of popcorn when you walk in, it just brings you to the next level. But yeah, so we really have a couple theaters to choose from when you want to when you want to go and actually
Yeah,
sit down and watch a film.
absolutely. I want to in the next couple weeks go and watch. So I'm really excited about In the Heights. I know Rachel
Yes.
spoke about In the Heights last week, but one of my favorite genres is a movie musical. I
Okay.
think that's just like the ultimate dream, at least for me, to make. I mean, it takes so many people involved, so much talent to make a movie musical, and this movie has it. I mean, with Lin-Manuel and the entire cast, and just the story and the music of In the Heights. It started as a musical on Broadway. I actually got the chance to see the national tour in Denver
Oh wow.
at the Vail Theater. I got to see the musical, and it was amazing. I mean, it's definitely got Hamilton vibes. It was prior to Hamilton coming out, so it's got that new contemporary creative rap musicalness
Yeah.
to the score. And then, it's looking at a different culture, and it's empowering a whole diverse group of actors in roles that are it's from Puerto Rico. So we just love when musicals are not all white,
Right. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
some nice added dimension there. And
exactly.
I'm excited to see that as well too, because I heard Rachel's review and now hearing that it's something that you want to see too. I feel like I can trust my sources. So thank you for that. And Meredith, while you're there, I'm gonna put you on the on the fly here. Let's do some quick weather. I want to talk about the weather. So,
Okay.
you can see behind you that you have a lot of blue sky, but some clouds starting to roll in, and you are wearing a hoodie. So tell me about those
Exactly.
temperatures.
Well, it's really warmed up in the sun. I was over down by the river in the shade, and it felt like high 30s, and it was about 40 degrees. But now it's feeling warmer in the sun, but it's still in the 40s. But we're gonna get to a high of 66 today, and around 11 a.m. that's when we're gonna start to see the larger clouds roll through, and we're gonna have a cloudy day today. But yeah, we're not gonna see too much rain today. It's only a 10% chance of rain, and we're still able to get out and do your activities with a cloudy day.
Yeah, definitely. And one of those activities, if you haven't been before, is Carrots. They're celebrating their 50th year. And then also right now, oh, Meredith, if you need to meet this woman. So Carolyn Tyler, she's doing a trunk show in Vail, July 2nd through the 6th. So put this on your calendar. But stop by Carrots in Vail Village. And she has just this fine collection of rare, luscious, juicy gems from around the world. And they're set in 22 karat gold. And if you've never, Meredith, you kind of remind me of her and the way that when you're in her presence, she's just this light, and she kind of reminds me of like if there was actually like a mermaid on land, it would be Carolyn Tyler. She's one of these people you have to meet in person, and her jewels are stunning. So July 2nd through 6th, or I'm sorry, July 2nd through 6th, Mary, we're gonna head over there. We're gonna
Writing
do
it
some
down.
shopping. I'm gonna
Let's
introduce you.
go.
Yeah,
We have
she's
shopping to do. We
so
have
much.
mountain biking to do,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
we should go to Brazzo's kickboxing class.
We should do that. I have a feeling that he might get back at me for a lot of the things I've I've sent his way on this show from the safety of my seat in the studio. Speaking of that, though, we should probably check back in with Brazzo. So, Mary, we're going to let you go. Thank you for the update on the movies. And let's send things back over to Brazzo. He's in Avon. And, just kidding. Just kidding. We're not going to do that. So, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back to Brazzo. So, stay with us.
It's back. The 81st Annual Eagle County Fair and Rodeo rides into town July 21st through the 24th. Enjoy the thrill of the Great Northern Affair Carnival rides daily. Great food, live music, 4-H exhibits, and more. Plus all the action of the PRCA Pro Rodeo. Friday and Saturday nights, kick up your heels with country singing sensation Buck Ford. Don't miss the action. Get your tickets online now for the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo.
Plastic surgery isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. At Mangett Plastic Surgery Institute and Skincare, from the moment you walk in the door, we want you to feel confident and empowered, while our team of specialists help you find the best version of yourself. With 2 of the nation's leading plastic surgeons right here in the mountains, we have one goal: personalized care with exceptional results. Mangett Plastic Surgery Institute and Skincare. Your beauty should be effortless.
Welcome back to your Monday edition of Vail Daily Live. There's a lot going on in Beaver Creek this week. They have a whole lineup of weekly activities. And so at 9 a.m. today, if you're looking for a great way to get outside, they have their free outdoor yoga. It goes from 9 to 10. And then they also have dinner and a movie tonight for the family from 7 to 9. Now, tomorrow they have a free outdoor dry land class. If you want to kind of get the heart rate pumping just a little bit more, that's going to be your go-to class this week. They also have the Fossil Posse Dinosaur Adventures. Super cool. We have Billy Doran, who's kind of leading the charge on that. And my gosh, his passion for dinosaurs and all things old here in the Valley, it's infectious. And they have more outdoor yoga on Wednesday, and then Wednesday. Okay, from 1 to 3 o'clock, Helmut Fricker will be performing in Beaver Creek. And if you've never experienced this man in person, he's like the sound of music has come to life in front of you with his Alpenhorn and his lederhosen. I think I would be so freaked out if I saw him in regular clothes, because the way that he yodels and the way that he just makes the lederhosen just look like it's just his vibe, it's just who he is. And he's amazing. And he's really a treasure here in the Vail Valley. And he's been doing this since he first arrived. And he would hang out with President Ford and his wife and like all these dignitaries. The man is amazing. And they fly him across the world to do these performances. So the fact that he's available from 1 to 3 on Wednesday at Beaver Creek, and it's totally free to go and enjoy his performance, put it on your calendar right now. And then he'll also be doing it again, an encore performance on Thursday from 1 to 3. But then coming up on Friday, there's some more outdoor yoga at 9 o'clock. They have some free live music from 4 to 6. And then Saturday is their silent disco night. So you can put those headphones on and you can jam out. And then coming up, some things to look forward to in July. They bring back Zusammen. And this is just a really cool, it's live music, it's food. It's just this really cool experience outdoors at Beaver Creek. And the first one is coming up on July 17th, and the music will be provided by Meadowlark. So if you haven't been before, that's a really, really special event that you can bring your entire family to. And again, you just enjoy some fresh food, fresh music, fresh drinks, and you're all outside in Beaver Creek. And the snow globe, as I like to talk about it. It really feels like when you go, you're actually like in a snow globe. It's amazing. Okay, let's check back in with Brazzo. He's over in Avon this morning at Nottingham, and the weather out there, it's beautiful right now. And I can see this reflection. Oh, Brazzo, that looks stunning. Oh, shoot, we cannot hear you. But you know what? I tell you what, stay right there. Claire, will you just kind of pan around? Brazzo, we're going to scooch you out of that shot, and then I'll talk about this weather. So you can see the clouds are starting to develop just a little bit this morning, but we're really expecting to move them. They're going to move in a little bit later on this afternoon. And so blue sky, some nice cool brisk temperatures first thing this morning, but those highs are going to be topping out in the 60s. So depending on where you are in the valley, it's going to be a little bit cooler. If you're going to be in Vail, a little bit, cooler over in Beaver Creek. It's all provided by the outlets at Silverthorne. Elevated savings over there. The outlet's located right at exit 205, but you can see that reflection just looking like glass on Nottingham. And later on tonight, 8:37 is when that sunset happens, but beautiful morning to get outside. Brazzo's already got his feet in Nottingham. Yes, I love it. Look at you taking that challenge on. Like, no big deal. No big deal. Yeah, we're going to find out how cold that is coming up in a minute. But we're not really expecting much in the way of moisture. We will be seeing those clouds and then just about a 10% chance of rain. But that humidity, though, 84% today. So I should probably throw some more hair gel up in this curly mop of mine so it doesn't get frizzy later on. But, we're going to be seeing some clouds really throughout the week. And then maybe by the time we get into the beginning of next week, we'll see more of that sunshine for those full days in the forecast. But great to see this moisture and those cooler temperatures. It's doing nothing but helping our fire danger. And we appreciate that so much. We also appreciate the outlets at Silverthorne for, again, providing a look at this local weather forecast and all of their elevated savings. So that is a look at what's going on with your weather. Now, when it comes to healthy snacks, I have a friend, Miss Allie Stevens. She's a busy mom. She's a busy chef, and she always comes up with these really creative ideas about how you can make things easily in your own kitchen that are great for entertaining or taking out. Backpacking. She and her husband are super adventurous. The things that they get themselves into are they're just incredible. So let's take a look. She did a sweet pea and herb hummus. So I'm curious to see how this turned out.
We're going to put a spin on classic hummus. Joining me now, we have Allie Stevens. She's with Seasoned to Taste. And instead of the regular ingredients, we're going to go with a lot of green ingredients. Tell us about this and how you're switching it up.
Right. It's just nice and fresh. It gets away from the beans and the tahini, so it keeps it light and fresh, and you can use all the beautiful bounty of herbs and fresh vegetables that are coming out right now.
Okay. What's interesting is we're using peas then kind of instead of the garbanzo bean.
Exactly. So peas and the arugula, and then some beautiful, nice, fresh herbs. These all came from my garden. So we've got an array of different herbs that we'll put in there today. And then miso paste instead of your tahini, and a little bit of olive oil just to bind it together.
Okay, perfect. All right. And what about the peas? Do we have to have those from the garden? Or
so you can hold them all, or you can just get frozen peas. They're picked and frozen right at their peak, so they're delicious and fresh.
All right.
So we'll start with just our peas, about 8 ounces of peas, and then a couple handfuls of arugula. This just brings a nice peppery, bright flavor. And then the herbs today, we have some parsley, tarragon, mint, basil, oregano, whatever you have, anything that you particularly like, add it in there.
Kind of like everything but the kitchen sink. We're all putting it in there.
And then our miso, it's a soybean paste, so just a couple ounces of that. And then some olive oil, a couple tablespoons. Just bind that together. And then a pinch of salt.
Okay.
And then a little secret ingredient is a pat of butter. This is used to keep it nice and green. So it's not necessarily adding much flavor, but it keeps the greenness of all of the vegetables.
Yeah, you go to all this hard work, you don't want to start looking
just
not as desirable.
It falls flat. So the pat of butter, and then some lemon zest.
Okay. Yeah, and that really adds to the fresh flavor too.
So you'll just throw that in there. Yes, nice and bright, and some fresh squeezed lemon juice.
All right. There we go.
All right.
Okay. And then, and then you want to probably use a food processor just to really get it.
Right. So you just throw it in there, and It'll mix it up however much you'd like. If you like it chunky, if you want it a little bit smoother, then do as you please.
Okay, there we go.
All right. And there you have it. So you have this nice, beautiful, fresh, green hummus. And so we have a couple things we can do here with it. We have just your typical crudité. You can serve just with some nice cut vegetables.
Yeah, so the classic hummus and veggies.
And then maybe a little bruschetta. This is a nice grilled naan.
Oh, awesome.
And then also, different idea to try is a beautiful ravioli or pasta.
Wow, I've never thought about using that.
Just put this over here and you'll have nice, fresh. The only thing else that was on here so far was a little olive oil.
Okay.
And then you can top it all with, again, just some fresh herbs to brighten everything up. Maybe some fresh radish.
If you're kind of tired of your normal hummus routine, try this out. This is awesome.
It's beautiful and fresh. So
okay,
enjoy.
All right, thanks for sharing your bountiful garden with us today.
Of course.
Okay, thanks.
Doesn't she just make that look so easy and fresh? So thank you, Allie and Trisha. And, so we have some really cool things that are coming up in the town of Eagle. So obviously we just had flight days, but now we are getting into the Showdown Town concert series. It's all going to be kicking off this Thursday. And the Runaway Grooms, who were just on the show with Trisha the other day, they are going to be the debut artists that will be showing up this Thursday. And so the gates open at 5:30. This is all in the town park. And then the show starts at 6:30. It's totally free. And just bring a blanket or a chair and just relax during the show. And then you can see that the series goes all the way through to August 12th. So this week is the Runaway Grooms. Next week is Green Buddha. So check that out. Free concert series, and it's all provided by Alpine Bank. So if you haven't been before, that's a really excellent way to just get that live music in your life. And of course, if you live in Edwards or Gypsum, really great place. Now, also, Edwards, not Edwards, but Eagle has created this beautiful whitewater park. If you haven't been down there before, the possibilities really are endless, whether you want to do some stand-up paddle boarding or some kayaking, or if you just want to sit and enjoy a great spot by the river and just hang out. This is a really, really cool area. And they've started a whitewater series. And so tomorrow and then next Tuesday are the last two of the series. And they all start at 4:30. You go and you just register at 4:30, and then they do their safety talk, and then the competition starts. And so they have downriver racing, they have freestyle boating, river surfing, and then you can also just hang out with your friends and just enjoy the show. So again, the registration starts at 4:30. 5:30, they're going to do that safety briefing, and then the races start at 5:35. And then after that, there's beers and awards. So you can't really beat the location. It's all happening at the Eagle Whitewater Park. So fun things going on down there if you haven't been part of that before. And something else that's really fun too, if you want to get out there and do some hiking, the Walking Mountain Science Center has some different options each day of the week, and they have guided tours. So this is really cool. If you're just getting into town, you're not really sure where to go, which trail to be on, how to pack for it, they can really help you out with all of it. And if you go to walkingmountainsciencecenter.org, they have a whole list of all the different activities. So even for today, look at this. At 11:30, they have a wildflower walk. At 9 a.m., they also, tomorrow, they have a bird walk. They have those wildflower walks a couple different times during the week. And what a spectacular time to get out there and enjoy it. I mean, all the different blooms are coming out and all the different colors, so incredibly gorgeous. And it's just so nice to be able to go with people that know what they're talking about. And so it's a leisurely hour-long walk, $5, and it's so incredibly worth it. So you get to really kind of explore the vibrant and diverse flora of the woods and the meadows. And again, it's great to go with someone that knows what they're talking about. And someone that knows what they're talking about fly fishing. We've got John Packer. I just saw him poke his head in. We're going to get him here in shortly. But right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with your fly fishing guide. Like I told you, some wandering out in the hallway. This is John Packer from Fly Fishing Outfitters. Good morning. Great
Good
to
morning.
have you.
Good to be here.
There's some traffic out there.
Yeah, it's like the river out there some days on Highway 6 nowadays. You're just dodging everything and construction and
cones everywhere.
Cone zone.
Yes, seriously.
Yes.
Like it's quite the maze getting into the studio. So thank you
Well, it's good
for
to be
getting here. Okay, now John, I wanted to ask you really quickly, how has the rain impacted the fly fishing?
Well, it's been the rain's been fantastic for everybody. I mean, the fires, just overall the general health of the valley in terms of the foliage and everything. But the rivers have definitely benefited. We've been able to extend our float season on the Eagle River, perhaps by a couple of weeks, especially if it's going to rain every day this next week or so. And of course, the cool water helps the fish. It's good for the insects, and the Colorado River has really benefited as well. They're starting to release some more water out of the reservoirs, which is going to help everybody from the whitewater rafters to the fishermen. So the next few weeks for us are looking really fantastic, and we're excited to be out there, and the guides are excited, and the fishermen are excited. I don't know how excited the fish are going to be, but we're excited.
That's amazing. That's great news. And you've been around these parts for just a little bit of time, John.
Yes, it's this is my 30th year in the valley and my 25th year in the fly fishing industry. So I've seen it all, every day is different. I guess that's why I do this. It's always changing, but we're really happy with the way things are shaping up for the next few weeks, especially over the holiday week.
Yeah, definitely. And you have brought your retail and portion to us this morning. So let's explain what you brought.
Well, these are some of the very different wading boots that we sell. People do different types of fishing, and the fact that they're always looking for something different. One of the things is that you could start off with kind of a lower entry level boot that is we have a felt bottom boot. Nowadays, we also do rubber boots, rubber sole boots. And one of the things that Orvis did is they partnered with a company, Michelin Tires, and they've created a Michelin sole.
With Michelin tires?
Yes. Yes, exactly. And, it's all about name recognition anymore. But, the thing is that, we have boots for everything from the lightweight, less expensive to the more heavy duty type stuff. We even have a boa lace system.
Wow.
This is my personal favorite boot.
Excuse me.
For the
dry coffee. I'm so shocked by this Michelin partnership. My goodness.
And for the people that like to do some hiking backcountry, we have the ultralight wading boot, which is almost just like a regular hiking shoe. So for the guys that like to do a lot of walking for their fly fishing, this is the perfect boot. And then for the people who are boaters, whether you're a whitewater rafter or fisherman or whatever, this wet wading shoe, which just came out this year from Orvis, is fantastic. It drains very well. It's got a neoprene cuff, so it keeps the dirt and debris out from underneath your feet. And this is a really neat shoe. Yeah. And it's basically you can walk from the river to the bar and you look great.
That is amazing, John. This is like a game changer in my household, because my husband refuses to wear open-toed shoes. Like he doesn't like sandals. He doesn't like flip-flops.
Well, that's the thing is, I've stubbed my toe more times wearing my Chacos in the river,
right?
And that's not fun. But this shoe is fantastic in that it's very lightweight. It's very comfortable. It's just like wearing a tennis shoe, but it drains well and it's very comfortable and it's very functional.
Something else that I thought was fascinating when I very first tried fly fishing, and granted, it's only been a couple of times, but I was so concerned about how cold I was going to get. Mm-hmm. And actually, putting these shoes on, like with all the gear, I was so warm. It was right. It's amazing how it all functions together.
Exactly. It's just like ski apparel. It's all about the layers and how you put certain elements of waders and boots and everything together. And, it really is. It's the parallels between the wading systems and skiing and ski boots and everything is it's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. And if people wanted to book a trip with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Give us a call at the shop at Fly Fishing Outfitters at 970-845-8090. Or go online at flyfishingoutfitters.net.
Nice. And, I was looking at your website earlier, not do just have, like waiting, you have the float trips, but then you also, for people, let's say during the pandemic that got themselves some sort of a boat and don't really know how to use it, you can
Correct.
help them out with that.
Yeah, we do private rowing instruction as well. And then we also are doing a weekly kids camp every Wednesday. So you can call and schedule your kids between 8 and 15 years old. And it's a full day starting at 9 o'clock. And then we also do our Orvis 1 and 2 day fly fishing schools for the people that want to get into fly fishing or the people that want to become more self-sufficient at fly fishing. Our schools can really help you kind of move to that next level.
Oh, that's awesome. And then clearly you have some great retail to choose from. And Ray, should we just check real quickly on the chat? I want to make sure that I'm answering everybody's questions now that we have John here, because I clearly am not an expert when it comes to the world of fly fishing, but great news that the rain is helping. And then if people want to stop on in, if they want to get themselves some packs for the river, maybe they want to get some of their own flies. Yep. You guys have it all.
We have it all. We're fully stocked, and we're looking forward to a fantastic summer.
Yes. Oh, that's so awesome. You can see here, we're just kind of scrolling through the website and so many great goodies to find there with John. And then, of course, before I let you go, you are an Orvis endorsed shop.
Correct.
What does that mean?
Well, we are the only Orvis endorsed outfitter in the Valley. Orvis has been in the outdoor retail and outdoor adventure business since 1865. So we hold our staff and our guides to a little bit of a higher level of education and a little bit higher level of experience. Many of our guides have been with us for 30 years now. Wow. And, Orvis is a very well recognized industry name. And we're very proud for the fact that we've been partnered with Orvis for nearly the entire 30 years of our existence.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
Man. Well, and then you can see some of the happy customers here and clearly some really cool groups. What's that bug right there that we're looking at?
That is a caddisfly.
Oh, that's a caddisfly.
And that's the predominant hatch right now on the Eagle River. So
nice.
That's what the people here, and that's what they want to use to catch the big trout.
Okay. See, I'm telling you, wealth of knowledge. Well, John, thank you so much for coming in this morning and just showing us all these great new, partnership with Orvis and Michelin. Come on. Like this, what a great gift for the, aspiring fly fishing or water enthusiast in your life. But we are going to take a quick break. We're going to check in with some of the art that's taking shape in Avon. You've probably seen this. They've kind of brought some new art in over in Avon. And
yes.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look at that. Trisha got the scoop, and we're going to be back with more here on Vail Daily Live.
We're at Possibilities in Avon Weekly Arts Expo. Joining us now, we have Gretchen Norwalk, and she's one of the many painters that you're going to find here on Wednesdays. And Gretchen, so cool to see everyone's art and really get to speak to the artist. If you come to this event, this is the advantage. It's not like you're just in a gallery. You really get to talk to you directly about any questions we have.
Me directly, yes.
Yeah, perfect. And how long have you been doing this?
Going on 30 years.
Wow. So as a kid, were you always painting, drawing, creating of some sort?
Yes, I have a BA and a master's degree in fine art. It's what I am trained to do.
Okay. All right. Well, you're doing a good job. You made a career out of it.
Yes.
So tell us about the style of your painting, and let's take a look at
this
one
one color.
first.
I love color, and I try to work different kinds of color into my work. And I like acrylic paint because it can do so many things. It can look like watercolor or oil all in the same piece.
Yeah.
So
I know. Wow.
Yeah.
And fun that you've got the columbine in here.
Right.
Are you a Colorado native?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yep. So we got that, and then a lot of the other just colorful flowers that just remind us of the hike that we just went on,
right.
Or maybe a beautiful flower garden in your backyard.
Right.
So these flowers are always in bloom. All right. Tell us about some of these.
The wildlife?
Yes.
Well,
I'll bring you over here
I
a little
really
bit.
like the wildlife. I really like to paint wildlife, but it's kind of just a place to play with the color, the image. But I like my wildlife to look real and actually do what they are doing. I like them dripping and moving and jumping and accurately portrayed, but then the color is all my own.
Yeah, no, this is great. Like the moose, he's cooling off. I can see
Yeah,
that up by like
cooling off.
Piney Lake up here. Is
There
where
you
we
go.
have a lot of the moose, or maybe in the Gore Creek and Vail Village, we have a couple moose that roam around there.
Oh, I didn't know
Okay,
that.
and elk. Yes, you work with a lot of just the type of wildlife that we're gonna see in our backyards.
Colorado, that's right.
And then the hawk, the bear, these are great, just a little bit bigger. You see, you like to
Yeah.
work with, on a larger scale.
I like to work large.
Okay, bring us over here to there. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be this close to this guy, but
Thank
he's
goodness
maybe,
it's only
yeah,
paint.
only a painting. And then I just love the colors that you put into this one too.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
All right, so you have your originals. We can also get some prints.
Yes.
So kind of any budget can be satisfied.
Yes. Yep. I even have some $20 pieces.
Oh, okay, awesome. Something for everybody. Wait, do I see a cowboy here?
Yep. A cowboy in there.
Okay.
A Steamboat Springs cowboy.
And well, really?
Yeah, I used to live there.
Okay. Okay. And you say sometimes you'll even do portraits.
Yeah,
or sketches.
abstracts and figures too. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of figures lately.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, down in Longmont they have some live figures, people that will model for you.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you love your craft.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun.
awesome. Well, if we want to follow you, do you have a website or anything?
Yes, I do. It's just GretchenNorwalk.com.
Okay.
And I have cards here.
Okay, yeah, come on down on Wednesdays. We have Possibilities in Avon, the weekly arts expo that's happening Wednesdays, 11. That's when it kicks off. It's gonna be going on all afternoon. They'll have live music here as well. So thank you so much for coming out today.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel honored.
Thank you, Trisha. And, we are expecting to see just a beautiful day out there, but definitely some clouds in the forecast. And we actually got some really beautiful user content that came into us that just from the top of Vail Mountain, looking out off in the distance, and you can see that, we've got some clouds, those aspens, all the leaves are just moving. And this is a very similar start to our day today with those clouds starting to kind of get in a little bit later on in the afternoon. Isn't that stunning? Doesn't that make you want to just go up, take the gondola and go for a hike at the top of Vail Mountain? Oh, gorgeous. The wildflowers are going off right now. The larkspur, like the larkspur bowl. And then, of course, those clouds just covering the Gore Range, but absolutely gorgeous. So a very similar day on tap for us today. And our weather, it's all brought to you by Liv Sotheby's International Realty, Colorado's leading real estate firm. Contact our Vail Valley broker professionals today to help you live the life you love. And that life today will be including those temperatures getting into the low 60s, maybe a little bit of moisture, but only about a 10% chance and an 84% humidity at the moment. But those highs, low 60s, overnight lows dropping into the 40s, maybe 30s in some parts of those higher elevations. And we're expecting clouds really happening throughout the entire week this week. And then maybe by the time we get into Monday and Tuesday, we'll start to see more of that the full days of sunshine back in the forecast. But in the meantime, just really nice, cool, beautiful temperatures and that chance of moisture. So really excited to see that. Somebody else that I'm very excited to see is my girl Meredith, and she is hanging out with Ernest from the Vail Valley Mountain Trail Alliance in Edwards. Hey, good morning, you two.
Good morning.
Ernest, I'm so glad you got the memo to coordinate with the yellows this morning. You guys looking like sunshine over there.
We had a nice reunion back from our days over working at the VVF.
Oh, nice. Yeah. All right. So I'm excited to learn more about this alliance and what that means for the Valley.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm Ernest Sager. I'm the executive director of the Vail Valley Mountain Trails Alliance, or the VVMTA for short. In a nutshell, we're a nonprofit here locally. We pride ourselves as the leading advocate for soft surface trails, which are single track trails that you hike, bike, ride your horse on, dog walk, trail run, whatever that may be. We maintain them, we advocate for them, we educate, and we build new trails. So we're the ones up and down all of Eagle County that are out there, making sure our trails are in good shape, making sure that we're trying to teach users about trail etiquette, making sure you're enjoying yourself out on the trail, because that's what you want to do.
Absolutely. We wouldn't be able to enjoy ourselves without you, so we're so grateful. How long have you been with the Vail Valley Mountain
I'm our first full-time employee. I've been in this role for 2 years. As you can tell, we're growing. People are growing as far as using the trails. We see numbers increasing dramatically, which is good because on the other end, we also see numbers increasing on our end from our volunteers that go out there. In 2016, we started our Adopt a Trail program with 30 teams, adopting 30 local trails. This year, we're up to 79 teams, adopting 73 trails all across Eagle County. So Forest Service, BLM, Town of Vail, Town of Avon, Town of Minturn, you name it. If you go out and hike on a trail, you'll see a sign more than likely at the trailhead that says Adopt a Trail and a local organization. That's our program, where we have over 1,000 volunteers putting in over 5,000 hours of volunteer trail maintenance every summer.
That's amazing. What is the process? Like, if I wanted to go adopt a trail, what's that process look like?
It can be a business, it can be a group of friends. It's reaching out to us. It's free. We provide tools. We provide a trail crew leader. We provide training. You just have to go out and work on your trail 2 to 3 times a summer. And it's a really awesome program. The work that volunteers do on the trail is amazing, but honestly, the biggest aspect or the most beneficial part of that program is just the stewardship aspect of it, where everyone that goes out and learns and understands how a sustainable trail is maintained, they're talking to their friends and their family and, oh, we need to maintain this. Don't do this on the trail. We need to clean up this garbage, all of those things. We have a hike right now this morning with about a dozen volunteers hiking with local legend Ellen Miller on the Gore Creek Trail, just cleaning up garbage happening right now while we're doing this. So we're out there in numbers just about every single day.
That's amazing. So how long have you guys been in the valley?
This is our 10th year anniversary,
10th
actually.
10th year anniversary.
Yep.
I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge.
For our first 8 years, we were all volunteer organization. As I said, we've just kind of grown, and it's reacting to what we see out there. There's more people on the trail, more people using them, and we want to make sure that that's maintained because we all live here to get outside, and more often than not, many of us use the trail. So, on top of that Adopt a Trail program, this is our first year. We have a 6-person full-time seasonal trail crew that started in May and are working through October. So they're out there every day at trailheads, educating trail users, maintaining trail, building trail, educating about fire restrictions. They've rehabbed campsites. They've removed old barbed wire fence. They've put out smoldering campfires this year. They're out there on a daily basis doing that.
Man, I feel like this is a way to spread the good news through the grapevine of just respecting each other, respecting the trails. It's so important. So what can we expect this summer? Any new trails you want to tell our viewers?
Nothing too big. Doing some reroutes. One on Game Creek coming down from Vail right now. Okay. Our trail crew's working on with Rocky Mountain Youth Corps. Also, the next one will be a reroute on the Colorado Trail coming from Kokomo Pass to Camp Hale.
Awesome.
That will be with the Rocky Mountain Youth Corps.
That's amazing.
And a bunch of other smaller little projects here and there. But they're out there in full force working on stream crossings, drainage, and just making our trails, keeping them in shape as best we can.
Yes, that's amazing. I was just telling Ernest that I'm a new mountain bike rider, so I have such a new appreciation, and I always shout out big thank you when I see all the volunteers working on the trails. And the new trail that went up last summer was Cougar Ridge, and I was saying I don't know if I'm quite ready for Cougar Ridge, but it's on the goal. Maybe this summer, maybe next summer, but I'm looking forward to getting to see that. And I also have never really checked out the Minturn bike park, but tell us a little bit more about that.
So the Minturn Bike Park was an incredible community project. Last year we opened it, the first 2 phases in September. And this year we just finished the final phase, and we hope to open that in the next few weeks. But the Minturn Bike Park is a free, open to the public community facility where it's so cool to go out there on a daily basis. You just see kids everywhere.
Yes.
It is being used heavily. We needed it in our community.
Absolutely.
We partnered with the town of Minturn. We raised about $200,000 or so to build that. We had over $500,000 of in-kind from the likes of Gallegos and Zarin Associates and United Rentals and Mountain Organic Landscaping, you name the companies, they were helping chip in to get this park open to the public.
That's
but it's a place where all mountain bike riders can go, whether you're 2 years old on a Strider or you're 50 years old on a mountain bike. There's something for everyone out there, and that's the coolest part.
That's awesome.
The story I like to tell is I was literally out there, saw a kid on a Strider on the pump track just rolling along while an adult is doing a backflip on the bigger dips, and just watching that person. It's really fun to see. But tonight at 5:30, we actually have a new program, the Minturn Bike Park Ambassadors, just a volunteer program to get local people involved that enjoy the bike park to help maintain it, whether it's watering, pulling invasive and noxious weeds. Is there an issue with the trail? Is there an issue going on somewhere? Just to be the eyes and the ears out there to help us make sure that this community asset's maintained.
That's amazing. I checked out. There's an incredible video that debuts this on their website. It's really well done, but even better than the video, go to Minturn and check out the bike park. I know I'm going to put that on my to-do list, but this has been amazing. Thank you so much for
Hey, Meredith and Ernest, I wanted to break in real quick. We had a question from Trisha Swenson. She's watching this morning, and I think a lot of people probably have the same question, which is, are there still any trails that are closed right now that we should know about, Ernest?
So there are a few trails that are still closed through June 30th and opening on July 1st, so Thursday. That's really 2 elk, and that's closed for elk calving season, really. The elk like to move from Minturn back up into the back bowls of Vail, and that's where the 2 elk trail is. And they just need a little more time to get their strength before they start moving to higher elevations. There's a few trails around Beaver Creek Mountain that are still closed, Elkhorn Trail, Village to Village. Those are actually closed till July 1st for the same reason. The majority of our trails that were under seasonal wildlife closures just opened last week, or on the 21st. And that's another one of our programs, our Wildlife Trail Ambassador program, where we actually have volunteers at trailheads educating about seasonal wildlife closures and the importance to respect them in order to help our wildlife population. So we're almost around the corner of all the seasonal closures. Thursday, they're all open.
Wow. Well, summer's in full swing then. I'm so excited. Well, I hope to see you out there mountain biking and hiking, and we hope to see you guys out there. Get your booties on out there and go check out those beautiful trails that they put so much work into maintaining and creating for us.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Ernest. Thank you, Meredith. Yeah, we're lighting up the chat over here, so I know we're running out of time and we need to kind of move on to the next thing. So we'll just probably have to get to those a little bit later. But thank you so much for letting us know what's happening with the trails, and we're excited to see where things go. I mean, obviously, with the youth out there, it's amazing to have that education in those groups of dedicated volunteers. So really impressive program. And something else that, of course, is endlessly impressive is the amount of athletic prowess that we have here in the Vail Valley. And one of the ways that people train for, let's say, like the Xterra that's coming up at Beaver Creek is by going over and doing some of these smaller events like the Duncan Dash in Avon over at Nottingham. We have this beautiful lake that we have the gorgeous, Beaver Creek right behind it. And they have these opportunities for you to get the open water swimming in, which is something that's kind of rare. And especially when it comes to the sport of triathlon, it can be a little bit unusual to swim in that environment. So to be able to have experience with it is really, really special. And Brazzo has one of our Duncan Dash athletes out there in Avon right now. Let's check in with them and see what's going on. Hey there, Brazzo, what are you doing?
Hi, Ash. I'm here with James and with Sam, hanging out, learning about the Duncan Dash.
Yes.
Which is happening today. What time, Sam?
6 o'clock tonight.
Are you going to be in it?
I'll be in it.
I'm not going to be in it. How cold is the water?
It's about 67 degrees right now.
All right, cool. And what is this Duncan Dash? You tell me what is going on.
So it is either a half mile or a mile swim around the lake. So we have some buoys set out. They will have big yellow balls on them so the swimmers can see them. After they do their swim, they'll run up this ramp and go for a 5K.
All right. So how is this different to another competition? I was talking to James. He's going to be on the Xterra. He's working, he's training hard. So you can do a half mile or a full mile. What are you doing?
I'm gonna do the full mile, 2 laps around the lake. That's what the full distance Xterra swim is gonna be. So this would be great preparation for that event. I've never swam in open water before. I've only been swimming in the pool since January, so never swam in a wetsuit before. So it's gonna be a lot of firsts for me this afternoon. But I'm very excited to have the first run be in a low-key, low-risk, event such as the Dunkin' Dash this evening.
I love the fact that the town of Avon, it puts all these shows, so they are, in your back pocket. You can train, you can practice, and, of course, enjoying these beautiful locations. So tell me, what is the difference? Here is only a run and a swim, and the Xterra also includes a biking?
That's correct. And the bike happens in between the swim and the run. So rather than running up this ramp and doing a 5K, for the Xterra, I'll be running up this ramp and jumping on my mountain bike. And then after that, getting a chance to run.
That is cool. That is really cool. Really hardcore too. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So Sam, tell me about it. If I want to run, if I want to swim, can I be in it still? There's still room?
Yes. So if you're just signing up for a single race, it will be $20, and you have to sign up by 4 p.m. by calling the Avon Rec Center. We also have information on our website.
Fantastic. Okay, so they can come in and then try to chase this guy, and then go for the run and enjoy this whole event. It's going to be awesome. You think it's going to be cold tonight, or?
I don't know. I mean, 67 degrees. That sounds actually pretty warm to me, considering what I've heard other open water swims temperatures being. So I'm not too worried. I think it'll probably be actually really refreshing, and a nice little cool off before the real sweating starts at the 5K, I guess.
Gotcha. Very, very cool. So Sam, I have another question for you. Your last name is Hershey, right?
Yes.
Are you related to the chocolate people?
I am actually distantly, but yes.
That's cool. That is really cool. So town of Avon, what else are you guys offering? You guys have the gym over there?
Yes. So we have the Avon Rec Center, and then we also offer some programs like our summer camp. Just check out our website at avonrec.org.
Come and visit and just pop your head in there. That place is really nice. They have a gym. They have an indoor pool. The whole facility is really nice and super friendly. Sam is awesome, and James here is going to be splashing some water later on and killing it. So, Ash, do you have any questions for us?
I mean, shoot, I'm really impressed. And James, especially doing the Xterra, like, woo, buddy. Do you have any strategies? This is the first time that you're doing open water swimming, or have you mostly just been in the gym, in the pool?
Yeah, I've mostly been at the pool. I don't really have any strategies. I think I'm just mostly going to try and swim in a straight line. That's what I hear is the most difficult part, is maintaining your orientation. In a pool, you have these nice lane buoys on either side of you that keep you right where you need to be. But I'm also excited not to have to hit the wall and do a flip turn, because I don't know how to do a flip turn. And so I've just been doing these touch turns all winter. So I think I'll finally get a chance to experience just like more accurately how fit I am, and get a better sense for my speed without having to stop every 25 yards.
Well, and speaking of that speed, are you that guy that's going to wear that wetsuit while you run, as far as like having a quick transition? Are you like, nah, I'm just going for the best time, like that wetsuit staying on?
Yeah, so I think the idea is you wear like a triathlon suit underneath the wetsuit, and I'm just guessing here. So I'll probably just practice taking the wetsuit off, and then I'll run in my triathlon suit, which is a little bit thinner material and easier to run in. So that's the process there, to my best of my understanding. I have no idea who else is going to show up, whether or not I'll be the only person doing that, but that's kind of what I'm hoping to practice tonight.
Nice. Well, great to get that practice. Thank you guys so much, Sam, James, Brazzo. I saw you flicking those toes around in there earlier. What do you think? You want to go for a swim?
It was part of my warm-up for tonight.
Okay.
I had my toes in there, and it feels great. So
awesome.
highly recommend it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. And, they're over there in Avon at Nottingham Park where you can see we have a little bit of cloud cover out there. We've got some blue sky and, of course, that sunshine. And, that weather is it's going to be great for getting outside today and also for just kind of having some cooler temperatures. So I think James having that wetsuit on, probably ideal for swimming. And, when it comes to exploring Avon, not only do we have these great events that you can do to help prepare yourself for upcoming Xterra triathlons, but if you just want to maybe cruise and go and check out some of the beautiful artwork, Avon Possibilities is making that possible where you can really discover your own masterpiece that you might want to take home with you. And they're refreshing this art throughout the summer. And Wednesdays, you can really go out and there's a whole Discover Avon Possibilities event that takes place. And so this is kind of your chance to speak to some of the artists, to enjoy some live music, and of course the beautiful setting with Avon as the backdrop. So looking ahead at what's going on with that weekly forecast, we'll still be seeing cloudy skies by the time we get into Wednesday. So cloud cover today, highs kind of staying in the low 60s, and that's going to be the case really all week long. And maybe by Tuesday of next week, we'll start to see that sunshine back in full force. But in the meantime, just have those layers with you. And maybe have a rain jacket with you, especially as we get into tomorrow and into Wednesday. So for today, we're looking at a 10% chance of precipitation, but otherwise just high humidity, some cloud cover. And again, it's all brought to you by Possibilities in Avon. It's the weekly Arts Expo. Discover your next masterpiece. And the next event is happening from 11 to 4 on Wednesday. Now, right over in the same area of Nottingham and Avon is also Beaver Creek. And, James is talking about that Xterra, and they're going to be, swimming in Nottingham, and then they're going to be going up to Beaver Creek to do that mountain bike ride and to kind of finish the rest of the race. And so if you want to head up to Beaver Creek, but maybe you're not quite ready to do an Xterra, there's still so much going on up there that you can enjoy on a weekly basis. And it's really cool. So beavercreek.com/events, they put out these weekly activities so you can really plan out your week accordingly. So like for instance, this morning at 9 o'clock, about half an hour from now, they're going to be doing a free outdoor yoga class. On Tuesday, if you want to get that heart rate pumping, free outdoor dryland class from 9 to 10. They also have Helmet Fricker performing on Thursday and Friday. So if you haven't seen an alpenhorn in person or some yodeling by a beloved man in his lederhosen, this is your opportunity. And then they also have the Fossil Posse, the Dinosaur Adventures, super, super cool way to entertain the entire family. So go to beavercreek.com/events and you can get that weekly calendar, and just a really easy way to kind of see, everything that's going on. So that's a look at what's happening with those Beaver Creek events. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
Digging out my lens of the day here, brought to you by Eyepieces, the art of vision. And they, of course, they have so many different lenses to choose from, and they also have so many different stores to choose from. But they just recently opened up their Sun and Out location, which is like specifically excuse me, my throat's getting dry. I'm talking too much. Sorry. So they have their sport location in the Sun and Out, and that's where you can find, everything like, for James doing his triathlon, he's going to want to have some really great shades, especially for that bike ride, for the Xterra. I'm going to make sure you're keeping that debris, those bugs out of your eyes, so you can really focus on what you're doing. And this is one of their lenses. This is a lens by Oakley, and this is specifically their road lens. It's called the EV0, and it's a polished black frame with their Prism Road lens. So it's really designed for some of that reflection that comes back up off the road for you, and also just the things you might encounter while you're out biking. So it's amazing how they can tailor things to specifically the sports that you're doing. And then Oakley, they've been known for their excellence in eyewear for years and years and years. I actually they had an event probably 15 years ago at this point, where they came to Loveland Ski Resort and they had this whole like bus set up. And what they had in there was where you could drop, it was like a middle, almost like an arrow, right? But it was a weighted arrow, and they had their lens sitting up at the bottom, and you could pick this thing up and drop it to see how it might damage those lenses. And they were like indestructible. It was amazing to watch how their technology has developed and how much time and effort they put into making sure that you have the right vision for all of those activities. So if you want to find the perfect lens for you, head on over to Eyepieces of Vail. They've been in the Valley for 30 years. They have so many different locations to choose from, really easy, really convenient to find them. And it's all about that art of vision for them. It's so much more than just eyewear. It really is an art. So eyepiecesofvail.com. But let's send things out to my girl Meredith. She had a lot of sun out there in Edwards, and she was just chatting with Ernest next to the bookworm. But Mary, it looks like you're moving locations on me. Where are you now?
I am. I'm always keeping it fresh for all the new shots.
Nice,
okay, so
nice.
I'm checking out this little stage outdoor amphitheater. It's pretty cool. We have like all these natural rock seating. You know, to be honest, I've never attended an event here. I know they did a lot here during COVID when we were all trying to be outside, but it's pretty gorgeous. Have you been to an event here?
You know, I have. So I not too long ago, you know, I used to work at the Bookworm Cafe, and so we'd have a lot of people come and like get some smoothies and like takeaway stuff, and then head on down there. It's just a beautiful space to enjoy live music, and they used to have the Air Force Band came not too long ago, and they played, and like just really, really special experience to be sitting outside and to just have the river and the birds chirping. I mean, just beautiful.
That's my experience right now. I hear the birds chirping, the river. I'm starting to see all the colors of the flowers pop. It's gorgeous, and it's definitely warming up. But
yeah, there's a little stash of columbines over there, by the way. I was just walking there the other day, and I saw there's like some orange ones and yellow ones and blue ones and purple ones. Beautiful.
Yeah, and I think it's called a marigold. I'm not sure. It's like a bright orange flower. I should really study up on my flowers.
Same. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so I wanted to mention something exciting that's happening tonight in Vail that we talked about a little bit yesterday on the show, but there is a show happening at Shakedown, and
Nice.
it is called the Vail Connection. And so it's really featuring Eric Benny Bloom, who is the trumpet player for Lettuce. And so I totally fangirl, freaked out, because I'm such a fan of Lettuce. It's an awesome, funky band. Listened to them at dinner last night. They're great. And Eric is an incredible trumpet player. So he's joining us in Vail, and he's going to be playing with members that locally play here from the Vail or the Motet and Circles Around the Sun. So it's like this whole collaboration, which I love. And I feel like we do that a lot here in Vail. We love to just bring unique collaborations together. So that's happening at Shakedown at 8 p.m. It's $20 online, and then $25 tickets at the door. And there will also be a California wine producer there. And he is, I think, partners with Eric. And Eric is now a new wine maker. And so they're going to be showcasing their wine there as well too. So it should be a really fun event, and I just wanted to mention it again that it's happening tonight. So yeah, get funky and crazy on your Monday night. Come on.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Isn't it amazing how some of these artists, like the different ways that they express themselves, and you know, not only with like incredible live music, but then also like, oh, but then here's this wine that I created. So you have these, you know, these different flavors of artistic ability all combining, and then of course all the different venues. It's so exciting that things are back and in full force, and obviously it looks like it's beautiful out there for today. And I, you know, do you still have your film camp going on this week, Mare?
I do. Yeah, it's a huge week, Ashley. We are heading into production. So today is our, really, I would say our last pre-production day, but we're going to be in this space. So we're going to be set designing and setting up all of our cameras, building our cameras up and our lighting rigs. And I have I sourced a small leadership team with me. So we had a production meeting late last night, and we're going to have about 20 people on set, and we have 4 professional actresses coming on board, and we are diving into this new short film tomorrow. And then we reset and we do a whole nother new short film on Thursday and Friday. So I pretty much told my team, consider this The Amazing Race or a reality TV show, and we're putting this film up in 48 hours. It kind of feels like that. So I have a big day ahead of me today, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and then hopefully sleep a little.
Yeah, I think you deserve to sleep a little, Meredith. Oh my gosh. Well, let's get you out of here. You've got a big day. So thank you so much for all of your reporting live from Edwards, those beautiful shots. And let's send you on your way. So maybe you could get like 5 minutes of a nap in between here and setting all of that up. That's incredible. And let's find out what Brazzo is doing one last time here. See if we can check in with him. And Brazzo, where are you now?
I'm still in Avon. I'm in the heart of the valley, hanging out here, just wrapping it up, looking at the streets and see what's going on and talking with locals, see what they are up to today, so come on in and enjoy the swim and the run later on with the Duncan Dash and have fun, be part of the event here in Avon.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like your phone maybe it went for a swim when you were dipping your toes in there a little bit earlier in the show, but I certainly appreciate the effort and the fact that clearly you're still standing. So it must not have completely frozen those tootsies off of yours, but give us a little Claire, show us what's happening with the park and with Nottingham, and just give us a little pan there so we can see what's happening. Oh, put them on the spot. Oh, are you in the car? Oh, there you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Claire. So gorgeous day to get out there at Nottingham. As you can see, we do have a little bit of cloud cover and we do have those blue skies, but that's going to be the spot where Duncan Dash is happening. Thank you to Claire and to Brazzo and to all of you for joining us on this Monday edition of Vail Daily Live. I'm going to let you guys go, but Brazzo, thank you. And Mary and I need to head on over to your kickboxing class. I'm going to get details on that later. And I wanted to check in with the chat one more time, make sure we answered everybody's questions. So obviously, I'm so sorry, Emma and LP, we missed you guys. We had a lot going on this morning, but please make sure to chat with us. If you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, you can submit your questions, and that way you get to be part of the show and let us know what you want to see more of, what specific things maybe you have questions about events that are happening that day. And then also we are available on Roku, on Amazon Fire, on VailDailyLive.com, on VailDaily.com. You can find us everywhere. So make sure to subscribe so you can sign up and get all the alerts about when we're going live, and of course to interact with us on a daily basis. So that's just about going to wrap things up for our Monday edition of Vail Daily Live. But tomorrow we're going to be back live at 7 a.m. Trisha will be here in the hot seat, and we'll have some brand new hosts, some more information for you, some great interviews, let you know what's going on really across the valley. And then hopefully you'll all join us and submit your questions so that we can answer them. And then also you can submit your content too. If you go to vaildailylive.com/submit. So you saw some of that beautiful footage from the top of Vail Mountain that was sent in by one of our viewers. So you can do the same thing, dog photos, photos of, your mom, or maybe you're out there doing some great Xterra practice. Maybe you're going to be doing that Duncan Dash tonight. Take photos. Let us see it. We'd love to share it here on the show. So vaildailylive.com/submit is the information for that. Otherwise, you can just tag us on Vail Daily Live on our Instagram, and we love to see how you share your content there as well. So that's going to do it for this Monday edition of Vail Daily Live. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you back here live at 7 a.m. tomorrow.